I didn't grow up with you. I don't know your childhood.
Oh no, you found me out. Actually, that was you. My life of hiding was done.
The secret was out.
Like we saw Aaron like hit Isaac with a shovel, and Isaac like fell.
Stop.
They're supposed to knock the jock right out of you.
There's no way. There is no way.
I am Rapunzel, Peter.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Clear as anything. Clear as day. I'm on like a Windows 10 computer right now, dude. It's from like the 80s, I swear. It's not really helping me.
Shout out Peter, who needs financial support to buy a new laptop so you guys can all get better content.
No, I don't need a new laptop. This one's fine.
Yes. Okay. Fun fact. On reading week, I called Peter, and his mom was helping him adjust the font on Google Docs.
Really?
Not the font, okay?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out. Listen, it was not the font. It was not the font. I was stop.
I'm just saying.
It was not the font. I know how to adjust the font. My mom was helping me with the formatting of my resume because I didn't know.
I love Elizabeth Angel.
Okay, listen. I didn't know how to separate like.
Very sweet of her to help out.
I had the header on one page.
Podcast tips if she could give Peter any.
I had the header on one page and I couldn't figure out how to change it for the second page for my resume. And I was like, it was killing me. So I just got my mom to help me with it. And Sam just happened to be calling me.
Not the most technologically advanced guy you've ever met. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I think my favorite thing about calling Peter whenever he's at home is that he's always in the vicinity of like his entire family. And so like I'll say something or like we'll talk and then I just hear this like eruption of British laughter in the background of whatever we're saying. And it's like,
what makes laughter British though? What makes laughter
crazy.
British?
It sounds rich.
It's like when your mom laughs, it's like, it's so funny, Sam.
She does have a very distinct laugh. You're right.
That's great. Yeah, it's been a while, guys. It's been too long.
It's been like way too long.
Hey, we got some big news over here. Everyone's a bit of a slightly different life stage since we've last talked. But yeah, Danny got engaged on Valentine's Day. Pretty crazy stuff. Congratulations, Danny. I don't know if we've actually talked much since then. Oh, Danny just said we can't hear him because he's a producer, but we'll just keep going.
Shout out to Danny.
Yeah, you're welcome, Danny. Shout out Danny. He's in the background right now, crying that we announced his presence.
What else?
Luke's hair is like 3 inches longer than I last saw it.
It's getting
Flynn Rider over here.
The flow is almost too long.
He's starring the live action Rapunzel movie.
Yeah, Flynn Rider for real. That flow is crazy.
I am Rapunzel, Peter.
Yeah, he is Rapunzel.
That's for sure.
Hello. No, that's peak.
Whoa. What's Max and Romance update? Why is that in the intro? Oh my. Dude. You had me going there. That's hilarious. Max and Romania update.
Oh.
Does everyone know that you're in Romania?
It depends on who everyone is, I guess.
Well, but Maxon, I feel like you give all of us an update.
Yeah, Romania.
I've been
in a different
side questing over here. Yeah, in January. I went. My long story short, I was going to a church, and they sent me and another guy from my small group to Romania, which is in Eastern Europe, and it's been fun. Pretty much, I work with a ministry for disabled people throughout the week, and volunteer at youth group here. It's been really great. I've been loving it. It's definitely new environment, but it's been good. I'm only here for a few more weeks. Actually, I've been here for coming up on 2 months. After that, I'm going with my roommates to go on some little side quests. We're gonna hit Budapest and then Vienna and Prague.
What, dude?
I know it's gonna be crazy.
Maxon's a world traveler.
And then go follow my Instagram account. But then after that, I'm going to see Uncle Sam and then Jeremiah, and then Daniel Glock in Stuttgart.
Oh
Is
my
my
god.
plan currently.
That's
Dude.
so hype.
So the bank account is down, but the memories are up. So
That's
And
awesome.
then we get Ari's wedding in the spring too, so you're gonna be
actually, my bank account is getting like choked out right now.
Dude.
Moral of the story here is that if you join a church small group, you will inevitably be sent to a foreign country. So just prepare.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, join a small group,
Maxon's
folks.
experience.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like the first time you went to that church too? Didn't you just visit it and then they said like, we need a missionary?
No,
to
I've
go
been going to
Romania?
their young adults for quite a while. There's a
Okay.
church in Tennessee that I was going to. Yeah, it's been nice.
Nice.
So you boys had a good semester so far? Anything?
It's
That's
crazy.
good.
Only like 2 months left in my first year of university.
Dude, time flies, man.
Time
It's
freaking.
weird.
That's what I'm finding. It's like I turned 20 in like 2 weeks. Unk status,
Dude, I turned 20 this year, which is still freaky. Even
Yeah.
though it's after yours.
Oh,
It's like 2006.
Think
was
about
a minute ago, man.
Think about it. Think about when you're in kindergarten looking at that 2024 and you're like, what does that mean, teacher? That's when you graduate. That was like
Yeah.
years ago, dude.
Wait, yeah, no. That's weird, man. I remember being in like grade 7, thinking, man, I got 6 more years of school. I'm like, this sucks. Now it's 2026. Like,
No,
what the heck am I?
it's gonna be 2030 before we know it, and I'm gonna be like graduated university.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
It's scary. It's scary to think about.
Okay, I think what's making it go faster is the fact that like everyone in my life just decided to get on one knee in the past month.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
There is like
people
7
always,
happening. Like
yeah, there's like genuinely like at least 5 of my. I had a friend that got married yesterday, actually. Crazy.
Right.
Look,
No,
are you
no.
going backpacking or something? You got some backpacks in there on
Me?
display. Yeah.
I've done a few hikes. We just had reading break, so I was in on Salt Spring Island for like 3 days, which was pretty sick. I was staying with a friend's like grandparents, so I had so much free food. It was awesome.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, the free food sounds nice.
Yeah.
Especially as a
They
student.
live up the ocean. They had like a rowboat and
Dude.
a bunch of hikes around their place. So it was sweet. It was
Wish
very
we
nice.
had that in Ontario.
But yeah, post reading 3 exams back to back to back. So it was relaxing, but it was also there had to be some studying going down, and it was always in the back of your mind. So it's really nice to be done all those. That's
I'm
definitely
sure.
Gotta be honest, I low-key did not study for reading week.
fair.
And I also had 3 exams this weekend, so I probably should have been studying. But
This
How'd the-
weekend?
yeah, I had 1 yesterday and 2 on Friday.
Your
The
school
Saturday midterms suck so much.
Yeah, Saturday midterms. Couldn't imagine. We could do the best Canadian province one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's easy though. BC.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay, wait.
Thank you.
I don't know if BC is the best province.
Maxon, I've never been there and I still think it's the best province.
Okay, of the provinces I've been to, is definitely the best. But I'm just saying, we gotta
East Coast does look pretty
think
high.
about the. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like I would hit up like St. John's and Newfoundland and stuff like
Let's
that.
just take a minute to
That's gonna
rule
be-
out all 3
be chill.
territories because they look mid as freak. Like who wants to go up to Nunavut?
What is this assumption?
You're talking about Northwest.
I mean, I don't think there's much up there.
Actually, you know what? Yukon.
Yukon would be sick.
Yukon would be dope.
I feel like it comes down to like Newfoundland, BC, Alberta,
Ontario.
and like Yukon. Although Ontario does have Niagara Falls, which is like,
And
isn't that one of the
Muskoka.
wonders of the world? What are the wonders of the world?
Not Niagara Falls, dude.
Not Niagara
No,
Falls?
I thought it was one of them, wasn't it?
Danny, can we get a fact check on this?
Niagara.
Brampton is not one of the
Brampton's the wonder of the world.
world.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's crazy. Brampton, Ontario, folks. Hit it
Yeah.
up. It's the unofficial 8th wonder of the world, Danny says.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls is?
officially
I
recognized.
feel like
one
there's
of
a
the,
lot of places that are probably the unofficial eighth wonder of the world.
Oh, I'm sure everyone claims to have it.
That's like, okay, well, that's unfortunate. A part of me really thought it was. Maybe it's like Victoria Falls or one of those other waterfalls.
Victoria Falls. Isn't Niagara
Yeah,
Falls
yeah,
cooler
isn't
than
it like
Victoria
in?
Falls?
It's in South America or Africa. I forget which one.
Are you talking
Oh
about
yeah, like the one that comes off like the big cliff, Angel Falls or something.
Yeah, that's how waterfalls work, Peter.
Peter, did you just hit the waterfall that comes off the edge of the cliff? That's
Yeah,
every
okay, you can
waterfall
shut up,
ever.
please.
It describes every waterfall ever made.
No, but not every waterfall comes off the edge of a cliff.
The definition of a waterfall is water flying.
No,
off
it's
of a
not.
cliff.
Let me look this up right now.
Dude, that was
Right now.
That's crazy. That's
I'm
literally
looking
what
this
a
up right
waterfall
now.
is.
I have to be right.
Okay, no, you don't have to look it up because
A
it can't be a
cascade of
waterfall
water
if it's
falling from
not.
a height formed when a river or stream flows over a precipice or steep incline. Does not have to be a cliff. Bang.
That a cliff is literally a precipice or a steep incline.
No. You can have a waterfall that doesn't
no.
go off a straight vertical cliff.
Peter,
It can go down an incline. I am
don't know.
right.
But in my mind,
Maybe
a cliff.
Maybe someone
know.
will agree with you, and they'll tell you.
Vote in the polls if you agree with Peter. We're gonna make
Agree.
a poll if okay, my bad.
If you agree with Peter.
If you agree with Peter if a cliff has to be vertical or not.
No. I didn't say a cliff has to be vertical or not. I said a waterfall doesn't have to
That's
go
literally
off
what
a
you
cliff.
said. But then you said okay, whatever.
A waterfall doesn't have to go off a cliff.
But does a cliff have to be vertical?
Mostly vertical.
Okay, because now this is
I'm gonna go like 80 degrees or steeper.
It would have to be like a steep precipice, is what you're saying.
I don't even know what a precipice is. I just read that off the internet.
Peter.
Anyways,
no,
can we
all right.
Making
can we
fun of
take
you
a
and I can start
second?
talking about you. Let's talk about your life, dude.
My life.
Yeah. This is the Pedro episode.
I did see an audience question from EJ that I do want to go over.
Okay.
He asked about Canadian sports.
Okay.
And we've had it pretty rough lately. So I feel like there's some weight
for the Olympics.
There's some weight that we need to get off our chest as Canadians here.
I'm a dual citizen.
The Jays lost back
in. It was a win-win situation.
Okay, Maxim. You can hop off the pod actually for that. You're done.
Yeah.
Timeout. 5-minute major. But yeah, the Jays lost back in November, came inches away from a World Series, and then Team Canada, Nathan McKinnon misses a wide open net. Like, you cannot get any closer than that. And Oilers, two Stanley Cup losses back to back.
Yeah. That is tough.
So overall, it's been tough to be a Canadian.
I also learned that Connor McDavid grew up like half an hour from where I grew up, which is crazy. I didn't know that.
That is crazy. Wait,
Newmarket, Ontario.
I didn't
Richmond
know that.
Hill,
Yeah.
actually,
Speaking of growing up, Peter, how about we talk about where you grew up? Because everyone, this is true. Because even sometimes I forget that you were born in Europe, and you spent at least a couple years there. How about you tell us a little bit about that? What were your early years like in the life of
I was
Pedro?
3 when we moved to Canada, so I don't really remember much from UK. But yeah, I was born in Bristol, England. Lived there for 3 years, a little baby. And then we had 3 options for moving. We had Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. And also Canada, we like very nearly moved to the West Coast, to BC.
Really?
Wow.
I think my parents literally picked the worst of the 4 options. We had BC, Ontario, New Zealand, and Australia, and we picked Ontario. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was
price of living was probably better though.
That's true.
But anyways, let's keep going.
Kind of a major sell on my parents' part, but yeah, moved to Ontario.
Nerfed your growing up.
I don't think I actually started developing a Canadian accent till like grade 3 or 4. Because like I go to school and I just talk in my British accent like it's normal, and then I think I slowly started to develop Canadian, and now it's...
There was some social influence there, right? Like trying to fit in and stuff, probably.
Yeah, you know me. People pleaser.
Can you
What?
like talk in your British accent for like,
No, that's not gonna happen. Sorry.
please, Peter?
Okay, this is where I'll step in actually because it's actually everyone always asks when we were at Port and other places. Everyone always asks Peter, talking your British accent, talking your British accent, and for years and years we'd always ask him to talk in his British accent, even in high school. And really, it's really interesting, but it's something that I've even noticed when I moved to a place with different accents is that your brain kind of subconsciously tries to kind of fade in a little bit to where you're living, and it only really comes back. Like when I was in the States, I hung out with some people that had some really southern accents. One time I got out of the car to talk with another Canadian, and they said my accent completely changed, which I was like, "Whoa, this is weird," because I did not consciously think about it. And this is when I realized that for Peter, it's actually something like it only comes out around his parents. It's like
It's
it's a
true.
weird mind thing that I don't understand,
Yeah, people don't
but
understand
there's
that.
some
Like,
insight.
it's awkward. Like, I remember, like, when you would be in, like, the back of my car, we'd be, like, giving you a ride home from school or something,
Yeah,
and I'd lean over to talk to you, and I'd talk in my Canadian accent, and my dad would ask me something, and I'd just switch over immediately.
it was wild. I remember the first time I went to Peter's house, never heard him speak British before, ever. And I walk in, it's like the whole time we were there, he's like talking to a different person. It's weird. I think what's funny is that your parents don't switch in and out of it. So it's like they're always the same.
No, they're British through and through.
Yeah. I wish you could though. It'd be fun.
Yeah, my dad in a Canadian accent would be funny.
Yeah, that'd be Rob. That would be crazy. So then you moved. You moved when you were 3 to Ontario. And so what happened after that?
I grew up, I guess. I don't know, like, what happened after that. The rest is history, I guess.
Give us some insight into what your childhood was like.
All right.
I didn't grow up with you. I don't know your childhood. You gotta tell me about
You
your
don't.
childhood.
So we actually did a year exchange program. So my parents are both teachers. So my dad did a year exchange teaching in Canada, and my mom was actually pregnant with my brother, so she was on maternity leave anyways. So we spent a year in Canada. They were teaching. We lived in the house of actually a teacher that I ended up having later on in elementary school. Yeah, stayed in Canada for a year and decided we liked it, so we decided to move back over. Part of that was also because there was a church that we were helping start, Muskoka Community Church, and we actually started it in this guy's basement. There's like just 10 of us, just gathering in his basement, doing church. I think there's like 3 families that came together for it, and then slowly it grew. We got more spaces for it, and now it's like 70, 80 people that go on a Sunday. So yeah,
Yeah. So
that was one of the main reasons
I
my
think
parents felt called to
there's
come to
probably
Canada was
over
the
100
church.
people now at that church in the summers.
Yeah, the average Sunday we have like 70 or 80 people, but it's probably around 100 if it
Yeah.
was full.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, it's hype.
But yeah, the church was a big reason why we moved to Canada. I think my parents felt just called to invest in that church, and they met a ton of great people that helped us with moving and stuff. And yeah, just like pretty much all of our house was furnished just from stuff that they gave to us.
And so you grew up in that church community then, like youth group and
Yeah,
stuff like.
yeah.
What impact did that have on you? Do you think?
I think growing up, it was always like going to Sunday school and stuff. My dad is actually one of the Sunday school leaders, so that was kind of cool. Going to Sunday school, and he was my group leader. Yeah, I think once I got to around grade 7 or 8, kind of like starting my teen years, was when it was like they stopped the kids programs past that age, so I was just sitting in the service, and I remember like getting super bored and everything. Like it, yeah, I just sat there like not really wanting to go to church, not enjoying it, and so yeah, I started getting connected with a youth group at another church in town. Just going to the youth group and stuff, and that's where I met Aaron. We didn't actually become friends very quick until high school, but that's kind of where I met Aaron and met a lot of the community of young adults that I'm kind of part of back in Huntsville now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, because although we both lived in Huntsville for most of elementary school, both of us. but I don't think we really officially met until high school
Yeah, let's talk
because
about that.
I knew Isaac, I knew Aaron. A lot of you know that the four of us were quite close friends. A lot of
Inseparable.
There's people, for those of you who came from different semesters, me and Peter and this guy named Isaac all came to the same 2 semesters from high school, and we were really close friends all through high school. It was definitely um, something that kind of kept us going with our faith too, having that because of
Yeah.
other people we would have hung out with probably wouldn't have led us in the same way. Um, but I don't know. I think Isaac connected us somehow in high school. I forget how.
Yeah, that's true. I remember meeting Isaac. He moved onto my road, and then my sister kind of became friends with his sister. And she was like, I actually remember the first time I met Isaac was on a snow day, and him and his brother came over to our house because our sisters were friends. And my sister was like, "Hey, you should meet this Isaac kid." And I remember like the first time I met him, I was like, I can tell these kids are like Christian school kids. Like I don't even know what it was, but like they were just like they always like minded their manners. We went over to their house and it was like we'd play like their Nintendo 64 James Bond game all day on snow days. Yeah, that's kind of how I met Isaac, and then we didn't really connect after that because he moved to a different house, and then we kind of reconnected in high school. Maxim,
Yeah.
why don't you give the viewers a story of how our friend group came together? Because you were kind of brought it all together, I think, because you knew Aaron, you knew Isaac, and
I don't know if
you're
I
like,
brought it
let's
all
bring this Peter
together.
kid in.
I think I just happened to know everyone. So I think what happened was I started high school in grade 9. It was in COVID. It was like 2020 or something like that. And I grew up with Aaron being homeschooled, and I also grew up with Isaac being homeschooled. But we only really saw both. I only ever saw both of them at like random birthday parties. They were both in different groups, but I went to both groups, and so I knew both of them. They're pretty close friends of mine. I hadn't talked with Aaron in a while. I went through high school. Like I went to start high school with Isaac. He was probably the only close friend I had, and then ran into Aaron in the halls one day, and he started having lunch with us. And then Isaac, I remember Isaac. It was me, Isaac, and Aaron having lunch. And Isaac's like, "Hey, you know that like quieter guy from I don't know where it is. Like I don't know if he said you were from England or if he just said he knew you. He's like,
Well,
this
because
guy
we all had the
Peter from
same
music
music
class.
class, grade
Yeah, he's
9.
like, there's a guy Peter from music class. I think we should have him have lunch with us. I think I said no. I was like, I don't know, Isaac. I was like, I like having the 3 of us.
I
I
probably would
don't
have said
I
no if I
wasn't
saw
too
my grade
fond.
9 self too.
I was pretty introverted.
I think I was
But
like,
Isaac, yeah,
you
it was
you were not at all introverted compared to me. I was like the kid in the corner with like the black face mask,
Peter
black
was very
sweatpants,
introverted. He
the
always wore a
black
black hoodie
sweater.
and black Adidas track pants. But then Isaac
Yeah,
brought you to lunch one day, and then yeah, from there we all just started hanging out, and so it was good. We had a lot of classes
yeah.
together. We built a go-kart together,
Tried to.
or
Ended
half
up
of
being a
one,
push cart.
and then sold it, and then I think I bought a go-kart with half of your money. Something like that. That was crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the beginning of that. What do you think high school was like from your perspective with like faith and stuff? I know for me, that's kind of when my faith became more independent, but I also left home quite a bit more
Yeah.
for more lengthy times than you did. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that
like you
changed
did
for
camp
you.
and everything over the
Yeah.
summers. Yeah, I'd say like I think I definitely grew in my faith over high school, and that was a big part because of you and Isaac and Aaron. But I don't think it was really until Port that I really started to trust God even more with everything. Like going to Port for me was a huge step, kind of a huge step of
Hmm.
faith, I guess. Like high
Yeah,
school
actually, can
me
I
was
say
like, I mean, you could tell the story better than I could, but high school me was like every time I get invited to like youth group or something, it'd be like, nah, I got homework to do, or like, nah, my chicken's dying. Like it'd be the most random
we
excuses.
did have this running joke because Peter would Peter would generally have the wildest reasons not to go to like youth group and stuff like this because
Anything.
we'd always be like, Peter, come to youth group. Peter, come to youth group. And like you'd be like, oh, it's my brother's birthday next week, or like I just got a new fish, and it's just, like it's always like the wildest stuff. We're like, this
The
can't
new
be real.
fish. I don't think I've used the new fish
Like
one, but I have.
there was something to do with your animals
Yeah.
at one point,
And I
but
think there was just a lot of like, I don't know, fear of what other people were thinking, you know?
Mm.
I was just like scared of going to big stuff like that. And like, I guess you could probably call it like social problems, I guess, something like that. But that's one of the
social
main reasons why I
anxiety.
was like, I don't want to go to port. Like
Mm.
when you mentioned port to me, I was like, that sounds like the worst 4 months of my life.
I
I'm
do
not going to
remember
that.
fun facts. I don't know if I've shared this on a podcast before. I decided to go to Port because I had a cousin that did a gap year program, Torchbearers in Spain, and my mom, when she was my age, went to Torchbearers in Costa Rica to Port. Actually, fun fact. I think I'm the second generation student, if that makes any sense. With that said, I had signed up for this thing, Portantorchas, didn't know much about it. I sent it to Isaac and Peter, and in my head, I was like, maybe Isaac will come, but I was like, there's no chance Peter will come. I was like, I think you were always very focused, and I think that's something I admire about you, but something that I think in some ways maybe held you back too at different points. Like
Yeah, for sure.
academics were always important. You always had a big goals, big purposes, and so I just knew that you probably had other plans to go to university, and obviously you did, but it was crazy when you both said you were coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really, I was just planning on working, and then Maxim was like, hey, you should come. I kind of thought about it, and in my head, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's sounds like the worst 4 months of my life. And I kind of just prayed about it more, talked to my family about it, and all of them said, like, you should definitely go. It'd be great for you to do that. Um, and then I was like, okay, I'll do 1 semester. I'm not doing two. Isaac was like, I'm doing two.
I don't even think I was planning on doing 2 semesters
Yeah,
originally.
yeah, that's
I
true.
think I was in between. I was like, maybe I will, but someone asked if Tim's is overrated.
What would the hot take? Tim's is overrated, or
I
that
think this is the genuine take of Tim's. I remember when Chick-fil-A came to Canada, all of my friends overhyped it. They were all like, "You gotta try Chick-fil-A. It's amazing. You gotta go." I go to Chick-fil-A. It was good. It was great,
Chick-fil-A is very good.
but it was fast food, and because I forgot about that, my expectations were not met. And I think it's the same with Tim's. You know what I mean? Like we always hype up Tim's, but you still have to recognize it for what it is.
Yeah,
It's a coffee place that has decent tier sandwiches. They have donuts, they have bagels, they have a good menu selection. It's not 5 stars, it's just food that you get used to.
I think Tim's is so hyped up because of the culture around it. Like
Yeah.
that's so true.
Tim Hortons is like the 5 a.m. coffee run while you're on your way to the arena for
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
like
it's true.
it's all about the culture of it. It's like the Canadian cold winter.
Yeah. If you've
hot-
ever been
like
to a job site in Canada, there's about 500 Tim's cups on the ground.
exact.
Like
But
all
and
double
you go,
doubles.
yeah.
the thing is, like, it's changing. I feel like the whole Tim's. We're almost losing some of that Tim's culture.
Wait, why do you think we're losing it? I mean, I know that they're expanding, like they're in other countries now.
Well, they
Like
make pizzas now. Why does Tim's make pizza?
oh yeah, the pizzas, they're trying too hard with us.
They're trying to
But
expand too hard. Like, just stick to the coffee and donuts, I think, and the farmers
Like-
wraps.
did you guys see I drove past a Tim's in Tennessee, like by accident? I was shocked because I was like, I knew there was a couple in like Michigan, but when I found out they were like in Tennessee too, I was like, part of me was like, okay, this is great because now it's way closer. It's not a 13-hour drive if I want to go get Tim's. But also, I thought this was something that was only in Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
It's kind of like
not true
it's
to
kind
the
of
root.
like when your sibling gets something that you have too. You're like, I thought this was mine, but
Didn't your dad find
was
one in
just
Dubai in the airport?
yeah, my dad had a layover in Dubai when he was going to
What?
the Middle East to visit some missionaries, and there was one in Dubai at the airport.
What? That's crazy.
But they're all
That's
different.
crazy.
Like even in the States and Dubai, they have slightly different menus and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think it tasted as good, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. Fast food is fast food.
yeah,
So it's not really about the food, I feel like.
yeah, no, for sure.
Um,
Peter, what do you think your funniest moment was? We'll get to the ones at Port, but what do you think your funniest moment was from high school?
High school.
Yeah, let's give the audience some new
yeah.
new
My
words
funniest
here.
moment from high school.
There's some crazy
think-
times.
Some of those funny moments are probably from some of the sleepovers we had with me, you, Aaron, and Isaac. Waking up
Okay,
on.
wait. Should we talk about the time where we thought Isaac died?
Yes. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I can't remember the story exactly, but I think it went something
wait.
like
Yeah, we'll
we
tell. Yeah,
were.
you tell your story, and then I'll see if I can pitch
Yeah,
in
you
here.
can correct me where I'm wrong. We were at Sam's house, and Sam lives kind of in like the outer areas of like a Bible conference center in
like a
Muskoka where we
camp.
live. Yeah, similar to a camp. Sam's house was always a spot for like a weekend sleepover. Go to Sam's house, rip around in the golf cart. I know it was never Isaac, me, or Aaron. So we go to Sam's house, and the one night we're just driving around the golf cart around the camp and everything, just goofing off. And then Aaron and Isaac just jump out of the back of the golf cart and start like fighting with these two like
Shovels.
shovels, yeah. And Aaron just like goes into like some psycho mode and starts like spitting out
It was
this random
weird.
crap.
Like it
about,
was weird, man.
and so they're just standing in the back fighting with shovels, and Isaac just runs off, like disappears.
No,
And so we were
but,
like, he'll be
wait, but we
fine.
were
Like,
far away. Like we saw Aaron like hit Isaac with a shovel, and Isaac like fell, and then we saw him like run into the wood.
he ran into the woods like
And
a
then-
wounded deer that just got hit by a car.
And then
It was
like
crazy.
we like drifted into like we like drifted away in the golf cart because it was all ice. And then what happened next? We caught up with Aaron, and then Aaron was like fine again. And then we looked for like at least an hour for Isaac,
At least.
like around like the camp. Like we could not find him. And like we went back to my parents, and we were like, we can't find Isaac. Like it was like scary. Like, I don't know, because we didn't see if he got like hit with the shovel very hard, and so we were like, what happened? And then I forget what happened later, but then we went and did like one more loop, and then like Isaac just comes out of the woods with like this tricycle, and he's like, guys, I found a bike, and we're just like,
Dude, like the most random thing. We've been looking for him for like an hour and a
what is
half.
happening?
And he's coming up this hill of just like pure snow with like a bike. And we're like, Isaac, and Aaron starts like running over to him to like, like see if he's okay because he just got nailed with a shovel like an hour ago. And he's like, guys, I found a bike. He's just pushing this tricycle up the hill with like
Just
the
like
little
walking
pink
around.
flag that, like the little pink things that like those 3-year-old girls have hanging off the handlebars. It's like one of those things. And he just drags it up the hill. I feel like there was funnier memories in that though from high school.
Yeah,
But
there
that
could be
was
some.
definitely a
That's
peak
what I
one.
think of.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty.
We had a lot of moments on that golf cart, just like drifting around.
Yeah.
Should we hit the Spanish word of the day now?
Yeah, sure. Let's hit the Spanish word of the day.
I don't.
Do we have one, or can I make one?
Yeah, well, there's one on the script here, and it's El Ping Pong.
What?
So
El Ping Pong.
That's just the same as
Daniel, do you make this? You're not doing El
it's like
Ping
saying
Pong.
L hockey.
or there's El Ping Pong. I don't know.
Is that
What?
real? That cannot be real.
There's no way that's real.
But we also have paddle, which is La Paleta. So
La paleta?
Let's just skip Spanish word of the
Okay.
day for now.
we're getting creative with these
La
guys.
paleta?
That's a weak
Wait,
Spanish word of the day. I gotta be honest. El ping pong.
And we're finding the fun words to know, such as ping pong.
What's neat though is in Romania, if you speak Romanian, it's like a similar language structure to Spanish, and so it's kind of neat. Like if you want to say hello or something, you say "Bună ziua," which is relatively similar to like "Buenos dias" and stuff like that. Like the structure is same, which is neat. Unfortunately, most people I work with speak Hungarian, which is like the 4th hardest language to learn in the world. So
Are you serious? Does it have a different alphabet?
there may be some differences. It's the alphabet is similar, but I think it's like it's a combination of like a really old language of like Finnish and like an Asian language. So
Whoa,
it's like some of the words have like genuinely like 20 letters.
that's crazy.
It's like random stuff. But yeah, I know it's neat. What if we talk about your post-port life?
No, we
We haven't
haven't
talked about.
mentioned port at all.
We haven't yet.
That's a good change, but yeah, we can bring it up.
Yeah, give me your first. No, I think Peter's already said his first impression of me. He was like, "Wow, this guy is so sexy, so
Okay.
calm." What?
That's
That was
that's not,
Isaac's first impression of you.
dude. The first thing he said
Dude,
was, "I love your
I'm not
hair."
kidding.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember
He
first
came up
coming
to
out with
us.
Isaac, he was like, Luke. He's like, have you seen Luke? And I'm like, yes.
all this, bro. Rapunzel.
Dude, he thought you were like an icon.
Yeah, I think
He
Luke.
was
I
like
think
his
Isaac
model.
idolized you a bit too much.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love
Nah, it
Isaac.
was wild.
I don't like any guest. Isaac's best Mitchosin.
Hannah asks,
My mom?
Mac mom. Awesome.
It
"Is
could be
is it
my
Hannah
mom.
Maxon?" There's no way it's Maxon's mom.
Anyways,
What
answer
was
the
my
question. What's
favorite?
the question?
My favorite memory from port. I mean, there's probably a million memories from playing sports that are like definitely up there. I think that finals ping pong game against Wiz, like my heart was beating faster than it's ever beaten before. I pulled a typical Toronto Maple Leafs move and absolutely sold the first half of the first game. Like handed it away, like just gifted it to her. I think I messed up like 5 or 6 serves, missed some easy shots, and then slowly made my way back up. That was a hype game, fun. Beating John at ping pong was definitely a peak memory, but I feel like there's some deeper memories than that.
Ooh,
I think
Peter, you know what you should tell us? Tell us about who you lived with in Naley, your experience with your host
Fernando.
family. Yeah, you always glazed Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando was great. So Isaac and I were in John's van after we left the church in Naley. We're just sitting in a parking lot in the rain waiting for this guy to show up and drive us to his house. And he pulls up in like this 1990 Suzuki, like tiny little thing, like roll
Yep.
down windows and everything. Like you could
I think
barely
it was
fit
a
me in the
Jimny, but
back,
I
and
could be
that's
wrong.
saying something because I'm a small guy. And so we're just
It was a
driving up this
Swift or
dirt
a Jimny,
road.
I forget.
I don't know.
It was peak.
It was very old. That's the point. It was like pouring rain. We got up to his house, and there was like this super steep slope of just like mud, like pure mud down to his house. And we get into like down to like where the house is. It's really nice, kind of like off grid type of house. I think all their power is like solar or something. I felt like I was on one of those YouTube channels with like living off the grid. But yeah, it was pretty chill. We stayed in a cabin.
How did you get paired with Isaac?
Just like a small. I don't know. I feel like
that was a crazy matchup.
Yeah, John put the two guys together that already knew each other.
I guess. Oh, but you speak Spanish and Isaac didn't, so that's probably why.
I don't really speak that much Spanish.
But like you had a level.
Yeah, I was decent.
Gift of tongues, you know. Small
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
the
When
gift of
you found
tongues.
out French, you could guess the French.
Yeah, I just moved from the French to Spanish.
Oh, it's peak. That was a good experience with Fernando.
Oh, that was hype.
Yeah. That was sick. What do you think was the most impactful moment at Port? Like you said your faith really started to develop at Port. Like, do you think there was time during first or second semester where that kind of hit you?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
definitely. Yeah.
It
I mean,
doesn't
I
have
think
to be a moment, but
everyone has their own version of that, kind of, because I think obviously everyone is impacted by Port in a different way. But I think for me, at the start, it was kind of just God pushing me outside of my comfort zone, and just like I did really kind of get used to things. Because obviously, like I said before, I wasn't excited to go to Port. But I think very quickly I kind of started to adapt to the community there, and like obviously became friends with you all pretty quick. All the sports and stuff, hanging out, and like the deep talks on the deck. And like, I think the community had such a big impact on me because it was so different from any community that I've been a part of before. And I think everyone showed so much how they actually wanted to get to know you. And like all the second semesters in our first semester were like, getting to know them was super cool too. And how they just kind of like welcomed us very well. But I think it wasn't still like till like week 4 or 5 that I kind of decided that I wanted to come back for a second semester. And I know like it took a lot of like talking through with you, Maxon, and I kind of finally came to the decision that like, okay, I want to come back for a second semester. And then I went and talked to John, and he was like, Pedro, would have been nice if you came and talked to me a couple of weeks ago about this because all the spots are full now. So I was like, hearing that was like, frick. I just kind of came to the decision that I want to come back, and now it's kind of too late. So that was kind of discouraging. And then I remember sitting in the tech room like 2 weeks later, and I got like an audio message from John. It was like 2 minutes long, and I knew exactly what it was, and it was him saying that the spot had opened up. And so, yeah, that was like hypest moment of the semester, finding out that I could come back.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about that on the top stairs of the tower.
Yeah,
That's where we would talk sometimes before we had to
yeah,
go inside.
yeah. No, like, you feel like Batman sitting on those stairs, like
I know,
watching
that's
over the
hype.
city. But yeah, I think seeing that spot opened up and seeing how God provided there was kind of almost a confirmation that like this is really what where God wants me to be right now, and He's not done working on me yet. But I think there were so many ways that I grew. I mean, like you could see it
Yeah.
from like the difference of me before port and me after port. Where like before port, I was just
Oh,
like
totally. Totally.
didn't really feel like the necessity to invest in Christian community and become a part of Christian community, serving and all that. Like my faith was more something that was just for me. Like I didn't want to journey along faith with others. My faith is just for me. I'll just do my devos every day, pray, that stuff, and I'll have friends. But like, yeah, I just didn't really see the importance of a community of Christians supporting each other.
Mm.
And that was a big way that I grew at Port. I think also
Yeah.
just trusting God in the steps of faith in life, because Port was a big step of faith for me. It's a big challenge at first, but then I saw God was faithful and working in that situation where I felt uncomfortable at first, but then, I love Port by the end of it. Even like 2 or 3 weeks in, I was like, I definitely want to come back and do a second semester. I think when I came back for that second semester, um, a lot of the growth that happened there was just building those habits and kind of solidifying what I'd started in first semester. Because I mean, we talk about this every time, but going back over the break, you kind of see the things that you need to work on in terms of like translating those habits that you build at Port back to home life. And so kind of learning from that and adapting, um, and how you're going to start building those habits and how they can transition back home.
Mm.
Yeah, that was definitely a big thing that I grew in second semester. But yeah,
Yeah.
just
Sure.
overall trusting God with everything and not trying to take things into my own hands. Seeing how He worked
Yeah.
faithfully in my life at Port, and now that's kind of translated over to university life where, like now I think I look back on Port and like I would not have been ready for university if I didn't have that time at Port growing in that community.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think I've seen that too, like in our conversations even, like the Peter in high school wouldn't have been asking the questions that you've been asking in the fall and over the semester. Like I think I've seen how you've been really you really wrestle with like the idea of like um God's will, and I think you like just seeing how that has had such a influence on your like worldview and perspective has gone from like from just a different place to this place. So that's definitely been neat.
Yeah, I think that
I
was
don't
a,
know if that
a
made any sense,
definitely
but
a lot of that growth that happened from Port, and seeing how that kind of translates over to university now is definitely cool. Because like even before coming to university, pretty nervous, not super excited about it. And then just seeing how God has just been faithful and providing amazing community here and amazing opportunities to serve and witness to others on campus. And like a lot of that came from Port, from going out to the ministries, just practicing, like sharing Jesus with others, and yeah, just doing what we can to show others the love of Jesus. And that's kind of translated over to university now and church stuff and young adults and everything. So
Not to put you on the spot, Peter, but has there been any like Bible verses or passages that have like really been speaking to you in the last few months or last few weeks?
yeah, I think the first one that comes to mind is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your paths straight. For me, that was like always on my heart at Port, because that was a lot of what I learned at Port, like just learning to surrender these things to God, all your worries, concerns about future stuff, but also like, like insecurities you have, like how I talked about how I was super different in high school and didn't really see the importance of community, was kind of almost scared of it in a sense, scared of being judged by others. And just learning to surrender that to God, and trusting that he's going to work in you, to change, to change your heart. And yeah, that's definitely a way that God spoke to me at Port. I think recently, I wouldn't say there's a specific verse that's been on my heart recently that I feel like God's been specifically speaking to me through. I think it's just been generally, he's been putting me in situations where I'm kind of forced to trust him, like there's no other option. And I think stuff like doing evangelism on campus was like, it terrified me at the start, like doing that with my church does evangelism pretty regularly. And so I was encouraged by my church community to get involved in that. So I just decided, let's give it a go. And yeah, and there were so many moments where I was asked a question or something by someone that I was like, how do I even answer that? And it was like God just put these things in my mind that I never really thought of before. He put these verses on my heart that I didn't even knew that I had memorized. And kind of like, I go through like an hour of talking to someone about Jesus, and then at the end I'm like, whoa, like how did I know what to say to those questions? Like, how did I know what to do? And I think those situations, God's really kind of just taken over. I felt that like the Spirit gives me those verses, the words to say. And yeah, it's been awesome to see that and experience that.
That was cool. On a slightly different note, I think, like you said, like after Port, even to like, I don't know, maybe encouragement to anyone listening to, like the growth doesn't stop once you leave. And
For sure.
I think one of the things that I've been realizing too, especially on this trip, I made a big focus on. I don't know, some of you may know Cade, and I think he encouraged some of us, I think a few months ago, to start making new habits, and that's something that kind of stuck with me a little bit. I've really tried to make more habits
Yeah.
since living in Romania for a little while. And yeah, one of the things it's been yeah, definitely Bible reading, but also I'm reading this book called Soul Care. I think it's by Rob Reimer. But, I don't know if anyone has read it or has had thoughts on the book. It's been really neat actually, because it's been showing me a lot of things about myself that I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
Well, the last 5 minutes, for starters, I wouldn't mind hearing about like what you've been up to lately and like what kind of passion projects you've got going on, or if you have any of those.
Yeah. The moment at university, studying environmental science, majoring in ecology, like the schoolwork side of it is kind of, it's what it is. It's whatever sometimes, a lot of work, midterms, all that stuff, projects, labs. Schedule's pretty busy with that, but yeah, the community's been pretty awesome with my church group and everything, my young adults. Lots of opportunities through that for evangelism, like I was just talking about, and just building solid Christian community here on campus, and still playing guitar and everything. Haven't played much ping pong recently. But yeah, no, university life is great. There's always something to do, always sport to be played. Been playing lots of basketball, pickleball, badminton.
Awesome. Final questions for Peter.
Final questions for Peter. Not gonna lie, you answered a lot of them without me having to ask them when you talked about stuff recently with university and how just what that journey looked like. But no, yeah, I think like I said earlier, I think it's neat. It's always neat to see someone's journey. It's always neat to see, like, whether you're at Port, whether you're somewhere else, cool to see someone's testimony. But I think seeing someone before and after is a gift. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've said that to both Peter and Isaac, who I went with. It's just mind blowing to see how different someone gets. It's a good
Definitely.
different too. So yeah, that's probably the coolest thing about going with friends and coming back.
Yeah.
And sucking outros, so I'm gonna leave that to
Yeah,
y'all.
those. Remember the Kira one where you were like, "Hope you have a great rest of your day." It's like,
And then he's like, I'm going to end the recording now. That's a peak
the
episode, right?
most NPC ending ever.
Thanks to all you guys for making the time for another episode. It's been like a month since our last one. So that was cool. We can all connect at the same time, all around the globe. And
Yeah.
Peter, thank you for sharing about your time at Port and your life. Definitely, it's powerful to hear stories. And I think it's cool. We're kind of finding out now that we're having some people listening to the podcast who are like current students who we don't even know.
Yeah.
And I think that like your testimony can definitely have an impact on their experience. And that's like a year before, but it can still affect those people's lives. And just hearing about, your experience with the host families, like, I don't know if maybe some people, because they just finished their,
Yeah, they just went to Naley.
and like, I don't know if some people are like, this is really weird. I don't really like this, but which is fair. It's new, but it's like they can see like how your experience like affected you, and because you really like sunk into it. And I don't know. I just hope that your stories are something that can be used in a positive way. I think they will.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I think so too.
Guess that about does it then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should get going.
It's good to see you, boys.
Yeah.
Love you as well.
Yeah. Gotta get ready for everything, but
yeah,
man.
Good to
I'll
see
you
you
later.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well.
To all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to go check out our social media accounts. I think we have one on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, if you guys just follow those, then we often post updates about who we're having on the pod next, questions for those people, as well as other random things that Daniel does. I'm not sure. But yeah, so take a look at those. And again, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. God bless.